It's the fourth installment of the Dr. Dolittle series, Tales of the Chief, and just having fun breaking these films off and just enjoying ourselves and writing different scripts and stuff. And they keep coming at me, so I'm like, hey.
What is it about this character in Dr. Dolittle that you keep going back to it? I mean, what are the dimensions that you really identify with her?
Well, to me, Maya is just a regular teenage girl who has a crazy gift, and I think a lot of people can relate to it because she's regular, but she also has it's for people who have a vivid imagination and who could really look at it and be like, it's possible for someone to actually talk to animals, and just it's such a great character. And in this film we have Peter Coyote playing the president, and Maya has to be called on because Maya needs to help everybody, and the president has a dog, so. Just a great story, and this is great for families to watch and just have fun as a family and sitting down and just watching a good movie.
Is it easy to work with these type of animals?
It's way easier. It's like, excuse me, can someone train me, please? But they're so much fun to work with, and basically you're just like, oh, sit, and I'm like the personal trainer's personal assistant, and just helping out, and I'm an animal lover anyway, so just having fun with dogs and wallabies and chinchillas and stuff I've never even heard of, and I get to work with them, so it was great.
Okay, now when you're out in public, do you get more recognized for being Maya, Penny Proud, or for Brianna?
Oh gosh, I would have to say people recognize my voice the most, and so I'm gonna give, I guess, Penny Proud. Penny Proud would have to get credit for that. But a lot of people watch the Dr. Dolittle movies, and I run into little kids, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna have a number 4 coming out, and they're like, really? And their eyes light up, and I'm like, oh, you love them. So we're just having fun, and I love to make movies that people love to watch. So it's just blessed.
Well, tell me about doing animation and being the voice of Penny Proud. How is it different from doing live action stuff?
Well, with doing animation, I'm a very loud person, so I tend to lose my voice a lot. So I have to try to not do that when I have to go in and work. But it's basically fun because I don't have to get dressed. I don't have to do hair and makeup. I just come in there looking crazy, and as long as my voice is working, then everything is fine. So, and it's pretty quick. It's pretty quick to shoot.
Who was more fun to work with, Eddie Murphy or Tommy Davidson? Did you get to work with Tommy a lot?
Oh gosh, yeah, I did get to work with Tommy. It's so hard. Tommy is so great to be around and such a wonderful comedian, and so is Eddie. And learning professionalism from Eddie at such a young age I can't really just be like, oh, one's better. I've been lucky enough to work with actors and actresses who are very nice and love what they do. So I think both of them are great.
I mean, I was looking over your resume, and you have done a lot of work it's like, my goodness. I mean, why have you done so much work? Why do you love acting?
Well, I started in this business when I was about 7 or 8 years old, and my mom was an actress when she was younger. And so at first when I started doing it, it was like, oh, I get to be like Mommy. I get to have an after-school activity, and I get to go on auditions. And over the years, I just fell in love with it. I love to entertain. I love people to watch and to make somebody laugh or even make somebody cry. And it's just something I love to do, and I'm blessed to be able to do it because not a lot of people make it in this business.
Are you friends with other child stars in Hollywood, or do you just have your own regular friends?
Well, mostly I have my own circle of friends, and most of them are, one works for a bank and one works for a car dealership, and everybody's in school and just having fun. Like I do have fellow actresses in the business who are my friends, yeah. So I got my own little circle and a mixture of both.
Now, with doing these films, and I see that a 5th one's coming out pretty soon.
Yes.
What's easier for you to do? Was it easier to do the television with the Proud family and one-on-one, or are the films easier to do?
I think easier to do, I'd have to give it to the TV because you have a set schedule, you know what's going on, you know what you're shooting, you know what days are for rehearsal, what days are for whatever. So TV is a little more easier because it's more scheduled. With the movies concerned, it's just like it's go go go. We got to get the scenes done, the script done, and it's crazy. So it's good to be a part of a script like this that turns out good, and everybody you working with is just nice and fun to be around, and to be around the animals because it's such a hectic schedule. So it was fun shooting these movies because it was hectic, but it was fun at the same time because everybody was great.
Now, were you working at all during the writer's strike this past couple of months?
Yeah, I had just booked a film, and we started working, and we had to work through the writer's strike. So we would have people protesting on set, and it was crazy.
As an actress, I guess how did you feel during the strike, watching the writers striking, and then people protesting and so forth?
During the writer's strike, it was crazy because it's like, the writers did deserve what they were asking for, but at the same time, it's like I'm an actress, and I think about everybody who's involved in the whole project, and there's a lot of people who need to pay their bills who don't get paid off of residuals. We have a lot of people working like grips and hair and makeup, so I didn't really agree with the striking on set, the picketing on set. I mean, at studios it was cool because I understand you do deserve what you want, but everybody else has to work too. So it's like, everybody else has mortgage and bills to pay, so we gotta think about them also. So that was my main focus during it. I was like, okay, we can't shut down production because everybody else has to make their money too. So it was a crazy situation that I'm glad is over with, and I'm glad it was settled. And we need our writers. So without writers, we have no voice.
It's very true.
Yeah.
When you get older and say you have kids and they want to be just like mom, are you going to let them go into the acting field as well, or do you think you might hold them back a bit?
If that's something that they would like to do, I think I'd let them go on with it because it's a lot of crazy stuff in this business. But if you have a close relationship with I have a close relationship with my mom, so my mom is my friend as well as my mother, and I would hope that I would be that for my children, and supporting them with them being in this business, I think it'll be tough. But if my mom did it, then I think I can do it. So whatever they can, whatever they want to do.
What advice do you have to young girls out there who want to become actresses?
Any young adult out there, or any children out there who want to be actresses, it's very important to focus in school. You have to have a C average to work anyway, and in my household, you had to have a B because my mom didn't like C's. But it's something that you really have to love. You can't get into it just to say, oh, I want to make some money, because it's so hectic, it's so crazy, and nobody understands the hours that we put in and things that we do. Everybody sees the glamorous side. So if you really want to get into it, just make sure it's something you love, just to love it, and focus on school because school is really important.